listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bohs fans, it's your boy JR. Do you like to shop? Of course you do. Amazon is everything you need. I mean, literally, everything you need. From Amazon Fire tablets to the latest Blu-rays and video games, all you got to do is just click on that Amazon banner on our website, thebanteringbohs.com. And if you really want to help us out and support the whole thing we got going on here, then please do us a favor. Do all your shopping through our Amazon page here at the Bantering Bohs. Thank you.
And we're on.
We're back at full strength, aren't we?
Ah, yes. That person is back.
Huh? What? I'm back?
James. And, huh?
Huh? What?
There's somebody back.
You can touch. He's back.
You couldn't see that. That was just two manly men just touching fist, and I don't want to see that again in my house. I mean, recording studio.
In your house?
In my parents' basement, yeah.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Thanks for listening.
Oh, my God, this thing just froze. Okay, wow. We have technical difficulty right about now. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. Yep. No. Okay, there it is. All right. Yeah, what better way to bring back the man, the myth, legend, Bradley Beals with a banter?
Mm-hmm. After I come back after my drunken escapades and suddenly realize, where the hell did all my beer go? Oh, yeah, that's right, it's all gone.
That's a lot of beer, by the way.
It was a good bunch of beer. Oh, my God. And it was glorious, too. But as I found out by looking back at our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and basically everything to check on the last episode.
On where? TheBanteringBohs.com.
TheBanteringBohs.com, which, of course, I did listen to the episode to check on you boys.
The only time he listens when he's not on.
I have to check to find out.
What did they say about they actually do a show?
I did want to see what they said about me. And
did it sound better without me?
Sadly, probably, yeah.
Hey.
Listen to his voice.
You were missed.
But listening to especially one word that tended to pop up was the word slacker out there. And I have to give a big bitch and moan to you, GSR, for calling me that. And the sheer fact that let's go back and let's say, okay, now I leave from the show, Mr. JR, and I leave him notes. I also leave him Instagram pictures, correct? If I'm not mistaken, do all that.
Even sent them when you were on vacation.
Exactly. Made sure to do that. Emailed him all the notes. When he goes on vacation, we don't do a taping at all. Doesn't send any notes, no nothing. Show's down, I'm out.
Do you want to learn how to use this program equipment? Sounds like you do.
JR does.
Huh?
JR knows how.
He's welcome to use it. I've never said anything about that. Nobody wants to step up. That's all.
I don't know what the hell any of those knobs do, but I know what Audacity is.
Yeah.
Just
you put a few plugs in there, and then anybody can.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll plug her anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
You were talking about the Wednesday Game Genie VG screening of the day, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the Hooter Girls.
All right. You finish your banter or what?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure you're done?
No, of course not. I got a 3 to do.
What you think?
Of course done, because it's going to be JR's section soon enough.
Okay, sure.
This is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing. There's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
You couldn't hear that. Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs Show. My name is Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bohs. Mr. James Revere.
Rated R superstar.
And Brad Beals.
Aloha.
This is the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, and movies, and then banter about them, or banter about our co-host.
Yeah,
Happy
much.
Sunday, everyone.
Sunday fun day.
Oh, what a Sunday it is. An hour earlier we were recording, but you won't
Thank
know the
God.
difference between that. That's okay. It's nice to see some, nice, beautiful sunset out there.
Before the rain comes.
Yeah, not if we're in Baltimore.
That too, yeah.
Just heard a live broadcast. It sounded like the sound booth was under attack.
It's a little smoggy out there, yeah.
Smoggy.
Smoggy,
Hazy,
dirty,
hot,
hazy, hot. There's lazy, daisy, crazy days of summer, right? Mm-hmm. But as my buddy was...
What a day! What a lovely day!
Yeah, it is,
Still
too.
nice.
That too. It's that too. Yep. So, welcome back, Mr. Beals.
Well, thank you.
How are your trips to the shores of Valhalla?
Still nice to just get away. I don't care if it rained for like the first 2 days, but just to get away and not care.
Judging by
anything
those
else.
pictures that you sent me of your friends and bottles, and I think Jack, Johnny, and whatever
Jack,
else.
Johnny,
They
were
popping
they?
bottles. They popping bottles.
Bottles.
Yeah. I would say that you had a pretty good time.
There were a lot of beers, just to say.
Huh? That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, though.
Exactly.
I did discover random thought. I didn't know Coors Light had a summer beer.
It's actually not bad.
I had it
I'm
last
staying
night,
away from
and
it. I'm scared.
It
to
was
think of
actually pretty good.
Considering
I was
most
like,
Coors Light just taste like recycled
yeah,
water.
I was like, this
That was
is water
actually
with
nice.
a little kick. And
I
liked it.
actually, because the sad thing is I've tried the Budweiser summer beer.
Well, I like
whatever
the Bud-
it was.
Bud-
The-
yeah,
the-
Bud
it's
Light
called
Lime.
like Beach Blondie or something. Stay away from that. I'll tell you that
Okay.
right now.
I thought you were talking about the margarita drinks.
No, not that
Okay.
one. The Beach Blondie or whatever it's done by Budweiser. Stay away from that. That is garbage.
Okay.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, but I never heard of that. I guess it's a short time. Probably like they only ran it for one season. But no, maybe if I get a chance to try that one out.
It's it was a good surprise, if
Okay.
I must say. I mean, maybe we can talk
Yeah,
beers.
if you just
sooner
want a
or later.
cold one where you don't want to be filled up after a hot day, it pretty much hit the spot.
Gotcha.
Yep, and it's something good to party with the ladies and all kinds of stuff. And you know what? Even if you are in the jail cell too. And speaking of jails,
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they
I got nothing.
wow,
Wow, we
it's the wrong time of the year. God damn it!
It's like, dude,
It's the summer season. It's
like, dude,
I forgot what team's playing right now.
it's not Christmas time. That's when the Ravens are in the mood for giving police reports.
Okay. Well, in the meantime,
Well, let's get these dead fish out of the way quickly, though. Not now.
Oh.
We're gonna save good news for last.
Fresh
'cause
fish.
It was actually good news. First off,
Fishy,
anybody
fishy,
who
fishy.
gives, bring me back that fillet fish. Bring me that fish. Anybody who gives a crap out there, NBA Finals. It's literally LeBron James versus a team of 7 people, and somehow he's got it to. Series is tied 2-2.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Pretty much, Hicks. Pretty
Yeah.
much. So that's happening. It's the typical thing. LeBron is the best player in the entire league, but he can't do anything right. Oh my God, he tied his shoes wrong.
and he has his own Sprite soda too.
Oh dear God.
I'm really tired of seeing that commercial.
with cherry and citrus flavored.
It's almost on the same level as Flacco's favorite. It's almost on that level.
It's almost. It's getting there.
Wow.
So, hi, I'm LeBron. That's my soda.
Well, they don't even show LeBron in there. He's just talking over it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
When I'm thirsty, I don't like lemon lime unless it's with cherry. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Brilliant.
Not quite yet there, Guinness guys. Stanley Cup Finals. The Blackhawks are on their way to a Game 6 to potentially get another Stanley Cup in their trophy case, and so that's happening there.
Are we supposed to be rooting for the Blackhawks? I mean, I
I
haven't kept up.
I don't
honestly.
know. I guess I would maybe go with the Lightning because they were the team that beat the Capitals.
Okay.
I guess. It's a thing. Hockey is fun. At least that's what they tell me.
We are not a hockey state.
Until
Unfortunately, I would love for us to be a hockey state, but it's just
It's just not there.
I
Yeah.
think the Capitals are doing good, but not quite enough to really grab the entire realm and
Yeah.
do all that fun.
I know it's the same banter I talk about whenever we talk about hockey, but just
Yeah.
It is.
I wish we could be more interested. Maybe get a few more listeners at it, but it's okay.
Maybe we need to drink like Molson's or something, and then we
could drink some. Was it Pat's Blue Ribbon?
Yeah, Molson's or Pat's Blue. Anything with a Canadian
because any company
flag
that
on
discovers Pamela Anderson, has got my vote. In her prime.
Here's to you, Pamela Anderson, discovery person.
Well, no, that's how she got discovered. She was like at I don't know whether it was hockey or baseball or whatever, or football, and cameraman picked up on her, and all of a sudden she's the Pat's Blue Ribbon girl. Fun fact.
Really?
Huh? Yeah, no, it's really true. I'll look that up for you, but anyway.
Could you tell us what those... And now you know. Could you tell us what those curves are all about?
I want to go watch Baywatch right now, sorry.
All right.
And I am the derailing son of a bitch. Okay.
Yeah, it's you tonight.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. Now on to...
buying him time, Bradley. I know.
No, it's much obliged. I appreciate it. I've got no clue what's going on. As we spoke last week, the Orioles had no clue what they were doing in regards to any offense. They were mired in a 3-5 record. What a difference a week makes, because the recording on June 7th started a 7-game win streak, which is the longest under Mr. Buck Showalter. Mm-hmm. The win streak was snapped today, losing 5-3, but hey, still winners of 7 of their last 9. I will gladly take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Daily Double.
Where do I go after this one?
I don't know what's happening. Miguel Gonzalez went on the disabled list over the week. One of our more consistent pitchers, the guy who took his place today, Mike Wright. You remember him, made some good progress, and then all of a sudden forgot how to throw strikes and not hang his slider. Could not find the strike zone today, only goes 4 2/3. Walks the bases loaded before Brian Mattis comes in, fresh off his suspension, and gives up the go-ahead 2-run single in the top of the 5th inning. So that happened also. Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. All right. All-Star Game voting is in. Adam Jones is 5th right now in regards to outfielders. Caleb Joseph is ranked 5th among starting catchers. And I've discovered some news for the Kansas City area. If you want to go there to sit on your laptop and just vote on MajorLeagueBaseball.com 35 times a day, that's pretty much all you can do in that town, apparently, because there are 7 Kansas City Royals in the lead at their respective positions to be in the All-Star Game. Nelson Cruz...
That's where Bradley does his, what?
Say what?
Say what?
Nelson Cruz, who we all remember here, and we still begrudgingly hate him a little bit for turning his back on the town, but hey, we weren't going to pay him that kind of money. He is having an absolute prodigious all-star caliber season. Kendrys Morales, who is hitting .222 with 7 home runs and 15 RBIs, is beating him right now in the vote for designated hitter. If that doesn't show you how stupid the fans are out in Kansas City. Oh, they've got our hats on. We got to vote for them.
Yeah, basically.
True definition.
You suck, you jackass.
Hell yeah. And
that's don't lie.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So everybody get out there, vote orange, vote often, and let's at least get Adam and Manny, actually, who's been steamrolling some offensive production and not throwing any bats or temper tantrums. Let's get them in the Now, before I do go on to the concession that I have to make, Buck Showalter, as of yesterday, just earned his 408th victory in an Orioles uniform, which puts him firmly in 3rd place all-time amongst Orioles managers.
Very good.
First place being Earl Weaver, 2nd place being Pat Richards. No clue who he is. Sorry, I'm not the history guy. And Buck number 3. You're
a goddamn genius.
I'm sorry, Drill Sergeant. Now, Brian, I think we're going to have to... we may have to get a timpani up for this one.
Oh, okay. Bradley comes back and he gets a timpani.
I don't know how I don't know how I'm going to say this one.
I don't know. I don't want
Take
to
a
know.
guess.
Say I should drink the Coors Light citrus.
Bob Costas was right.
What?
Oh, hell no.
Say what?
Say what? Huh?
Bob Costas was right.
Subjects here. It's been a charmed stretch for sports in the
Need a bag. Need a bag. Trash can's right there, buddy.
October, the Orioles made a surprise run at the playoffs. Then in February, the Ravens.
Dear, what
Oh,
now?
come on, man.
You all know my mortal enemy, that is Bob Costas, Mr. Opinionated douchebaggery that he is. ESPN, for those of you who don't know or actually don't care, much like myself, they have an award show which generally goes to athletes throughout the year who do exceptional things. They're called the ESPYs. Mm-hmm. Basically, ESPN saying, hey, we want to have an Oscars-type award night, even though nobody will watch. It's great.
For someone who actually does something productive and is an athlete.
And it's not Bob Costas.
I mean, as if they, don't get paid enough anyway. They need their own award show. Needless to say, if you've been living under a rock or in a cave or anywhere without Wi-Fi internet or cable access, you will know that Bruce Jenner's transgendered transformation or whatever...
whatever publicity stunt for a tabloid, I don't care.
It hit the newsstands, and Vanity Fair, Miss Annie Leibovitz, who we've talked about on the show before, she was the lady behind the camera, introducing the world to the woman that is now Caitlyn Jenner, as opposed to the former gold medal winning decathlete that was Bruce Jenner. Mm-hmm. Apparently him and Tom Brady both have the same fascination of deflated balls.
I like what you did there.
Yeah. So yeah, that led to some, of course, the typical, oh, she's so brave. I don't care. What the hell is that? Pretty much kind of the thing that went around social media. Mm-hmm. ESPN, we all know what amazingly crappy...
hate ESPN, I'm sorry. I'm like the only male to ever hate ESPN.
Oh, no, dude, I'm right there with you. They are by far the worst journalistic outlet in all of cable. If it's not about Brett Favre or LeBron James or pretty much what they're doing in there, I mean, there was a helicopter over LeBron's house because he was going to get a gallon of milk at 7-Eleven yesterday. That's how it gets.
Wow.
If it's not about them, they look for the latest controversy and they milk the ever-living hell out of it. The Michael Sam situation, first openly gay player in the NFL.
Mm. The FIFA thing?
Yeah, the FIFA. Yeah. I don't even want to hear the word soccer anymore for the next year and a half. It's just been nonstop.
Goals!
Stop. Although, then again, Alex Morgan is insanely hot.
Which one is that?
She's on the U.S. women's national team.
Mm-hmm.
Look that up when you get a chance. That could be.
I'll wait you for a report.
He's looking up on the phone right now.
That could be WCW for us for the Sportscast. Anyway,
what's her name again?
Alex Morgan.
Okay.
ESPN decides, we see a way we can get some press coverage on this. They decided to offer their annual Bravery, kind of in the face of adversity award, to Caitlyn / Bruce Jenner. Only problem with that is the story they covered on a 15-year-old high school girl who has raised more than tens of thousands of dollars for people with inoperable brain tumors, much like herself, to try ease their suffering and be able to live their life to the absolute fullest they can. She has since regrettably passed on, but did so under the fact of living the rest of her days as happily as she could, as functionally as she could, and always had a smile on her face. They decided that wasn't enough to give a bravery award, basically in the face of absolute death, certain death. That wasn't brave enough. It was to getting the award instead. Bob Costas came out and said, ESPN is a classless, tasteless reporting journalistic output that only did this for the attention grabbing and the headlines they could get. Mm-hmm. And I hate to admit it, but he was right. Do you guys agree with the douchebag?
Unfortunately, I do.
Sadly,
I mean,
yeah, like
you go first, Bradley. And then
you have someone who, as you say with this incident, it's like they've done what most of us probably will not be able to do or even come close to, especially in their life and raising that much money, into having to deal with such a, again, what ended their life, unfortunately. And then you have, I feel like being a woman now. Have you done anything else? No. When that happens, let's be honest, on a daily basis, people change their gender if they want to. We live in that kind of world, and it's not really anything like common. Sure, it's a bit of a drastic change, but have you done anything productive in terms of to society right now?
I had my testicles removed by the Kardashians.
Basically.
And gave them to the wife instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
And that gives you the award.
Yeah.
Poppycock.
Yeah. All right. First of all, I have no problem with the fact what the old Bruce Jenner did. Okay,
yeah.
I'm all for that. That's fine or whatever. Him getting awarded for this and being called a hero and so forth. Yeah.
Right down the hatch, right?
Pretty much. I
mean, everybody right now.
I understand. I understand he's raising awareness. I am all for that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. There's people out there that feel
that don't feel comfortable that want to. It's like fine.
And he might be saying he might be changing history, and that's great or whatever.
Yeah, he's pioneer for the group.
I don't want to say like taking an award from somebody, but he kind of pretty much did.
Yeah.
And I'm not down with that. No. And I mean, it just makes me hate ESPN even more, though, too. Yeah. And it's like, what have you done, Bruce, with your life since then? You've been on the Kardashians. You've just kind of sat there as you tried on your wife's dresses. And now you're officially going to wear them on the cover of Variety. And you're going to go to have your own reality show and make money off that. Yeah.
My bad.
You make how much money a year?
We live in a culture that in many ways grows more stupid and graceless by the moment.
Sadly, yeah.
Actually, he's right about
that's
this
sad,
time.
Yeah.
Could have had that before, but he's
like I said, I have no problem with what he did.
I have no problem
more
with
power
what he
to
did.
him about that.
Yeah.
But calling him a hero and giving him an award?
But what have you done?
Bull crap.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Since then, now it's I have to judge you right here and now. And what have you done? Has it been productive to society? No.
He had the money. He could afford to do that.
Exactly.
Many others can't.
Yeah.
Then they have to struggle with that identity crisis every day because of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
now, here's a question. I'm surprised they haven't. I mean, I know they've talked about it, about stripping him of his award, of his medals. What are the chances of that ever happening, though? Because if you kind of think about it, because he's no
longer of the gender to use it, but...
My whole thing is, have you gotten a look at some of those Jamaican female sprinters?
Yeah, true.
That's true.
They look like Clydesdales on two legs.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah.
So,
I know.
Down boy. I mean, down lady. But yeah, it's... Like
sad thing is now I have that image on Futurama of the Amazon women. Me want snooze. Go through my mind.
Oh my! But yeah, she's definitely a pioneer. But like I say, I hate to agree with the guy because outside of that, he is an absolute opinionated extremist douche nozzle. But Costas got it right for a change.
Obviously ESPN didn't, and
maybe he's turning over a new leaf.
No, he just got.
I don't. I want to hold your breath.
When they run the sprints again?
Oh my! I don't. But back on your one question though, Brian.
He's gonna be run this into the ground. Let's be honest.
I don't think you will see him stripped of his medals just for the fact.
It's not out of question, though. It's not impossible.
It's not out of question. But
it's gonna be logistics. Yeah.
The Olympic Committee itself and all of the Olympics are, believe it or not, one of the most unpopular sporting events.
Who's the guy, Switchblade guy, the guy who shot his fiance or his girlfriend?
Pistorius.
Yeah. Did he get stripped of his medals?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, he killed somebody. That's different, too. But I'm just saying it's comparing apples to oranges. All right, bad example, but...
Yeah. God, I remember his defense. It was the middle of the night. She surprised me.
Okay. OJ's not one we can use either.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Come on.
Nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. But, so yeah.
And all the tabloid magazines are profiting off of this.
So much it's nauseating.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me want to drink. How about you, Bob?
I'm not really that much of a vodka guy.
Okay. Well,
except when it goes in your eyeball.
My eyes can't get any redder, no matter what I do.
Maybe if you get some of those slapped in your face instead, you sick bastard. So, but enough about balls dropping, unless it's about the balls about to drop at E3. What do you got for me, Brad?
Hey, there's some beach balls down in down at Ocean City, but he was there too.
I was just trying to figure out what can I use for balls dropping in that. I was like, well, I mean, some use beach balls, I guess, but I don't know.
All those little itty-bitty bikinis down at the beach, Bradley, and then playing beach volleyball.
Or I was going to also go with the booth babes. They're standing out there in E3, so.
Oh, okay.
I was just, countdown to E3,
Oh, true. Yeah, countdown, yeah.
He is, I've never seen him any happier than he is right now. I don't know if it's coming off that high of vacation.
Probably that, too.
I'd say it's tied in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that.
This is his award season, Brian.
I keep forgetting this is like you said, it's his version of the Oscars, and I'm all down with that. I mean, yeah. And he will. Programming note once again: Brad Beals will have his own episode next week. Minus Brian Thomas and James Revere. But
once we get all the details, because that starts this week again, as we've been saying many times over. Actually, tonight at the time we're recording this, Bethesda is actually going to be doing their live stream coverage events, so their own separate thing is going to be going
on
with
Morgan Webb.
Is she going to be on there?
Adam.
Oh yeah,
Adam is going to be on there. Nice, because it makes more sense for that. And Adam's not really doing anything right now, and Morgan's done a few things right now. So awesome they bring it back. She's still good. I don't care. She's still good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bethesda will be doing that. Speculation, of course.
By the way, Brian, write it down. I actually just gave Brad a tiny sliver of information in the video game.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
That's a one-time thing.
That was at 26 seconds. 26 minutes, 14 seconds.
That's a one-time thing. Probably will never
episode
happen
number
again.
71.
But I'm on it.
I got it.
But as well with that, especially with Bethesda, there was a mic slip-up actually just yesterday leading to the announcement that they're going to be announcing actually Dishonored 2, apparently, the sequel to it. During a almost a live stream test session, they were doing a mic check session with one of the developers of the studios, and they realized, the microphone is on as they go over the lines lead up to it, leading to, why are they talking with this guy about a certain upcoming announcement game? Dishonored 2. You can hear the whole thing over at Kotaku right now as well. But so we have that to look forward to. That's going to be tonight. Or if you already listened to it, go back and listen to it on to whatever posting is. You already know about it. Other speculation of games to be shown out. Well, the Fallout 4 trailer that was going on. So a little bit more details on that. In my opinion, it's looking a lot more lively in terms of the Wasteland. Like there's a lot more civilization going on in comparison to like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. A lot brighter, a lot more vibrant, especially for Boston after nuclear wasteland. So,
kind of reminded me of like a little sliver of Nuketown from the Call of Duty almost.
Kind of a little bit by having that kind of vibrancy. So I guess a lot more. The wasteland have become a lot more civilized as you come out there. It almost looks like basically one of Skyrim's one of their EMB sections. Somebody said they just literally just took someone's EMB and just reused it. But still, we'll wait to see on that. We did, of course, back at QuakeCon, there was the announcement of the next Doom title, which is just quick title. So there's going to probably be more information on that. I'm trying to think what else. Unless there's other big announcement, those are probably the three I can think of off the top of my head. Of course, everybody's like, let's get the next Elder Scrolls game. No, it's not going to come until probably next year. You might hear something, let's be honest. Because I got Fallout to work on. Come on, guys. It's Bethesda.
How about Star Wars Battlefront?
That's EA. That's going to be EA. It's not going to be Bethesda. So maybe, of course, that is supposed to be coming out this year. So hopefully they actually show us some damn gameplay.
Some posters online, but it's the same, kind of like more or less the same things we saw in the trailer.
We saw that. It's like we saw a box art that's out there right now. But it's like, okay, guys, again, E3, because they'll be going on stage on Monday. So that'll be, of course, the schedule for right now. Bethesda tonight. Monday is supposed to be Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and then Sony to finish up. Tuesday is going to be Nintendo and Square Enix are going to take the stage. So, and then from there it'll be your news outlets that'll go and search the showroom floor. So giving you not everything is going to be showed at the press conferences. There's going to be a lot at the showroom floor that they'll show off, especially the indie guys. Like they need presence, so you usually get the news conference guys to show off that. So do check out your preferred gaming site, especially because they'll have, especially when it comes to the press conferences, they just all plug into that one feed and then broadcast it out to their conferences. So,
and if our very own Game Genie wants to take on this responsibility, and I will help him out too, we would give daily updates somehow, some way.
I mean,
you can do it.
Yeah, trust me, that would be a big undertaking, and that's kind of like
the highlights.
A lot of highlights, especially, and you'll see a lot, especially Twitter will be blowing up because every news outlet's going to be like instant, it's going to be blog post tweets. Yeah. That's all it's going to be. So.
You see what I did there? I just made him like piss his pants.
Maybe afraid.
You want me to what?
You want me to work? Screw you.
It's worth it.
But especially with it being, so close to E3, especially we got first one slip up leaks. There's even more leaks coming out today. Amazon Canada, which is surprising to our people where you can get all of our items off of, the banteringbohs.com Amazon page. Amazon Canada actually revealed the box art for upcoming Transformers Devastation, a cel-shaded brawler for Xbox.
Not directed by Michael Bay.
Thank God. Actually, it's from Activision, though. For Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4 are going to be coming out October 6th of this year, apparently. Okay. Hasn't been announced yet until this slip up, apparently. Looks to be a third-person brawler game, cel-shaded graphics. But no developer has been announced yet. Many have speculated that this might be Platinum Games brawler, because this seems to be a little bit more in their alley. The guys who bring up, Bayonetta game especially, and how good that game is for a spectacle fighter. If this is fantastic, because Platinum knows how to do those games, and Transformers, a brawler game, I mean, how can you go wrong with that?
Maybe they should do the next movies.
Hopefully, because, again, this is going to be done in the old 80s style look of the Transformers.
Yes.
So,
hey, alrighty.
I'm aboard.
Yeah, it's going to be done in that. I'm totally on board. Again, Activision has the Transformers.
Me, Grimlock, love challenge.
So I'm totally down for this. Again, it's just a box art and a couple screenshots, but I'm like, I'm sold. If you tell me it's Platinum, done deal right there. So, as well as we did find out that Valve announced earlier this week Dota 2 Reborn. This is going to be taking the original Dota 2 that we have right now, and they'll be implementing a new engine, redone user interface that they have for the game there as well, enhanced, and especially more enhanced learning tools for newcomers, because let's be honest, trying to get into to Dota 2 right now is kind of difficult. It's a steep learning curve, especially. Now they have a beta coming out this week. They're going to be testing it out. Again, this is with the new engine coming off of the legacy engine that they had for Half-Life 2, and now moving it over to the new Source 2 engine that they have right now. Make it look a lot more prettier, graphics-wise, a little bit more user, feasible and usable. Many have speculated that this is going to be what the engine going to be used for the Dota 2 International Championship coming up later in the summer as well. So you may see it implemented there. Still more Dota basically there. It's going to be more improved. Another announcement as well, especially. Thank God. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. It's that time of the year. Shadow Warrior 2.
Good news, everyone.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that.
Yes. Shadow Warrior 2 has just been announced with a multiplayer / co-op focus centered game around. It's going to be for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 coming out in 2017. Now, for those who don't know, Shadow Warrior is that classic kind of like Duke Nukem mod game that they came out there where you play as Lo Wang and you basically fight off demons and and other denizens of basically like Chinese mythology. He is a walking, innuendo, basically. When he answers his phone, he just goes, "You got Wang." If you have not played Shadow Warrior, please do. That game is still amazing to this day, and great that they see that they're going to be doing another one as well with co-op play with it. So first person, gun and melee combat. Why the hell not?
And two Wangs are better than one, so co-op works.
Yes, and they even say more guns, more Wang. Please watch the trailer because it is just fantastic. Or Wangtastic.
Wang's Laundry Service, 2 Wangs can make it white.
Oh, dear Lord. We need to put that trailer up on the Bantering Bohs. Yeah, so that one definitely. We did find out Darksiders 2 is going to be ported over to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One this winter as a remake, basically kind of HD port, basically. So 60 frames per second, HD, 1080p they're bringing it to. But also interesting that the original team has been working on it, and there may be future possibility of a Darksiders 3 in the works as well. Now, of course, Darksiders and the team behind that came from the now bankrupt THQ, and then their game was bought out by Nordic Games, if I'm not mistaken. So, and they're re-releasing right now. So, if they're able to reuse that franchise, why not? Since that's actually a pretty good like third-person action adventure game. Similar, gameplay is very similar to like if you play Zelda games, basically, but done in you play as Death, one of the 4 horsemen. So why not go crazy? First one you did play as War, so. Who knows? Maybe 3 we'll see Pestilence or Conflict or Conquest. I can't remember them. So one of those 2. As well as we did find out for the upcoming release of a new graphical update for the ship, which was originally a original Half-Life mod. For those out and playing on PC, the ship is basically like a cartoony 1920s deathmatch game with a little bit of sim elements where you are basically playing on, like, let's say the Titanic, essentially. Mm-hmm. You're brought there on board for free to enjoy, but the only way to stay on the ship is that you're given a contract to murder someone on the ship. Huh. It's a multiplayer game where you basically have to go around and murder
Billy Zane.
Basically, the contract you're given, and you have to do it probably in the most like ridiculous manner, or like creative manner, shall we say. So instead of killing somebody with a gun, you'll get less money for that. But if you kill somebody with a mannequin arm, you get more money for that.
Why?
Because the game is absolutely ridiculous as a multiplayer game. So they're doing basically the Ship HD remake. No word yet on exactly a set date. Just says early 2016. So just an HD remake, and hopefully if it gets ported over to consoles, why not? So hopefully, no, don't quote me on that though. Mm-hmm. Actually, breaking news, I have to say, because this was found out just before I came over.
You
got that?
Huh?
I was going to say, do you have something for that?
Kind of.
Okay. I don't know if that works really well with this one.
Okay,
but,
never mind.
The asset has escaped.
Well, I was about to say a Russian promo. I was going to say a Russian promo site, so I wondered about that. No, not porno.
Actually,
promo.
if it's Russian, though, that actually does fit.
I know, that's what I was wondering. I was like, maybe it does work, but a Russian promo.
I was going to say, that kind of work for like a nuclear sound. If you didn't really think about it.
Russian promo site actually leaked trailers and information about the remastered games of Gears of War original one for Xbox 360, not 360, Xbox One apparently, with a couple details. I mean, it's been taken down right now, but those that got screenshots of it and able to translate it bring up, of course, 1080p resolution, Dolby surround sound, 60 frames per second dedicated servers for the online multiplayer. And a couple of like elements from Gears of War 3 have been implemented into it, like engine-wise and gameplay style as well. And they even hinted that there possibly even is a PC version of it as well to be coming out. So that looks to be probably another announcement leaked that's going to be coming in probably Microsoft's press conference coming in on Monday. So interesting that it's already been leaked, unfortunately. Well, we knew that they were working on it and with a different company, but... Hey, comrade. So, yeah.
First, we destroy Gears of War, and then we drink the Stoli.
Well, I mean, it is a remastering of the first one to be coming out, so for a little bit more content to be added to that, but hey, more stuff for your Xbox One to be playing, so more games. And on to probably want to finish it off with the Kickstarter campaign for Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. This is the crowdfunding game on Kickstarter for basically basically a spiritual successor to Castlevania is what it is, especially from the guy who actually made Castlevania, Koji Igarashi. I know I'm going to get that wrong, sorry.
He won't hold it against you.
I know, probably. Thank you. Wanted to say, hey, I left Konami because they told me, nobody really wants a Castlevania game anymore. So he left them and said, okay, let me go to crowdfunding. Hey, you guys want to do this? Yeah, shut up, here's our money. So it ended, actually earlier this week, with the fundraising of, and I quote, $5.5 million thrown at this thing. And that's a lot of dough. And I will, for purposes of full discretion, I, Brad Beals, am actually a backer for this project, so full disclosure over, so you know that going into it. Has been, this thing originally was projected to be like, we're looking for about $500,000 to fund this project, and That's a lot, dude. To be getting $5.5 million and pretty much reached every one of their stretch goals they were going for. So we get basically the spiritual successor of Castlevania. They want to do it in a 2D style, be coming out for all systems, essentially, even a Vita port. So you're going to get this for PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, even Wii U is going to be getting a version of this as well. Yeah.
I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, they're going to do a Wii U port. I know. Surprisingly enough. Done in the 2D graphic style, gorgeous looking concept art as well. Again, you can check out their live streams to see them in the early phases of creating this game. Co-op, I think there's even going to be some multiplayer section in there, a roguelike dungeon as well, boss attack, new game plus they're promising for this game as well, and even, as little as this sound, but even they have on board, apparently, the voice actor, the man, the myth, the legend, David Hayter, a.k.a. Solid Snake, is on board to be voiced in this game. Yes. If they're promising everything that they're imagining, again, this is a Kickstarter project, so I'm hoping that it's be coming out well, but pretty much showing up to be the highest funded project right now, I think, on Kickstarter right now. So, well, in terms of games-wise, so yeah, $5.5 million thrown at this thing. I hope it's good because they're looking to be around a release about, again, they said March 2017, but knowing with that, it's probably going to be tentative, maybe pushed back. And from the guy coming who did, the original Castlevania games, said, yeah, I want to make it just like we did instead of these 3D, action games. No, let's do it the old school way. So I'm totally on board and cannot wait for that, and glad to see that it actually went through. And considering how Konami's been with their games lately, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to do games anymore. We want to do mobile games. And that whole fiasco there, especially with Kojima Productions and that whole PT scandal that I've been talking about. But enough of that. On to the good thing, especially that it's good to see that the gamers out there are saying, yeah, screw you companies. We actually do want this, and we're going to front you the money saying this is why we want this and we want it to happen. So. And again, full disclosure, I am backer for this, so I cannot wait for this to come out.
Will your name be in the end credits, possibly?
Yes, my name will be in there, but it probably won't be my actual name. It'll be what my Steam account name is on there. So
leave it in the hands of the people.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. In the hands of the people, we decide what we want and what we want to view. And especially when it comes to that, we choose what movies we want to see. So, Brian? Still got it.
Got you covered, buddy.
Stretch that one.
Stretch it, but it's still good.
Stretch it, no. It'll do. It'll do, pig. It'll do.
I liked it.
So let me help my man out.
Yeah. Well, I hate doing this in the vein of Bradley Beals, but gotta start off with some sad news tonight. So we will stop the music
this
right
was
now.
No, I didn't start with sad news.
This is one hell of a gray week for just everywhere.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, bad news in regards to passings and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, I only know of one off the top of my head, but I mean, unless you have more, but we'll see. Let me start off with this one, and then we can go with that. Sir Christopher Lee, I am sorry to report, has passed away at the age of 93. He passed on June 2nd, 2015. He was an English actor, singer, and author. His career was spanning about nearly 70 years. Best known for his roles as Count Dracula. He was, this is how I knew him, mainly in The Man with the Golden Gun.
Francisco
Scaramanga, the James Bond film in 1974 when he faced off against Sir Roger Moore. He is also known for being in the Lord of the Rings movies, and the whole trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, he was in the Two Towers, and he was in Return of the King.
Yeah.
I think he was at least in the last two. The Hobbit trilogy, he was in there also. He was Count Dooku. He was the only one of the very few good things in the Star Wars prequels. And he was actually in Star Wars: The Clone Wars too. But yes, we are very sorry to say that he has passed. He's done a lot of things, but of all the things that our generation would know, but it's a shame, and he's gotten.
True.
He definitely, it sounds like he lived a great life, and many safe way home.
Mm-hmm.
Well traveled and well versed.
Yes. Is there other ones that I did not mention? Go ahead.
Actually, it was all on the same day. It was Christopher Lee, then it was Rue McClanahan, Blanche from the Golden Girls.
Oh.
And then it was also the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, professional wrestler.
Oh, man.
It was a rough week.
They come in threes. That's what it always comes out.
Yeah,
it's usually like a few days, not just
all at once.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to cheer us up as much as I can. Sure. Okay. So there's no way to transition for this, but let's go into the box office report. Okay. So weekend box office report. Bradley, did you see any movies when you were away?
Sadly,
no. You didn't.
I was too busy watching the Ocean.
Girls Gone Wild, Ocean City edition. You bastard, you.
Let's take our tops off and drink tequila. Woo!
You gotta earn those beads.
Game Genie.
Hey, Genie, this song is about me. Whatever you say, baby. Take that tequila.
Well, no surprise, and James and I didn't have like a bet on this at all. We should have. Jurassic World came in at number 1. And we'll get into more about how much more they came into number 1. They made $204.6 million.
Holy hell.
As a matter of fact,
I've never seen that coming.
This was the leader of the Hollywood's all-time best domestic box office, can't speak tonight, sorry, ever. As in a record-breaking weekend at the movies that brought in nearly $262 million. This breaks nearly a 6-year-old record of $259.9 million set back in 2009 by James Cameron's own record-breaking juggernaut, Avatar. Interesting.
Never saw that coming.
No, me neither. I mean, obviously, people still love dinosaurs, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. Okay. Melissa McCartney came in at number 2 in her movie Spy at $16 million, bringing it all the way up to $56.9 million. The Rock came in at number 3 at San Andreas, $11 million, totaling out at $119.3 million. Insidious Chapter 3 at $7.3 million, totaling out at $37.4 million. And Pitch Perfect 2 is still staying at number 5, even though it kind of took... it's kind of been up. I thought it was at least in the top 3 anyway. But it's at $6 million, $170.6 million. No one could have foreseen that coming, considering it was a low-budget movie, and it had a following. And I know Mad Max, we've talked about this, how I said it would possibly stay up in the top 5. It was debatable or whatever. It's still at like number 7, I think, right now. So it's still in that top 10. Yeah, Entourage is at 6, I believe it is right now. Okay. That's struggling right now. Yeah, that's a shame. I mean,
you wanted it to be, but like you said, you kind of have to be.
It's everything I wanted. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's sexist, it's degrading for women. Did
you watch the show?
Did you watch the show? Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
and Sex in the City wasn't sexist towards men.
Exactly, seriously.
We could go into a whole debate about that, but I mean, it just, it's a shame. They were hoping for a whole Sex in the City thing, and this movie's getting torn up just because of the whole kind of feminist kind of whatever. But
screw those bitches.
So enjoy your 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, though, so back to Jurassic World. I want to talk a little bit about this. It set a mind-blowing and record-setting. These are not mine words, obviously, because I don't use any of that. It's from only in the
mind-blowing here.
Only in the bedroom. Yeah. $511.8 million worldwide debut for Jurassic World. How's about that?
The hell is Chris Pratt doing?
Now, 50% of the ticket sales are coming in the form of 3D screenings around the world, but the film opened in first place in North America and other 66 international territories around the world. Pretty historic, to say the least. Like I said, we'll just give me another moment. We'll talk about that. Tomorrowland, however, a movie that did not, I repeat, did not open well, is expected to suffer a $140 million loss.
Damn!
Oh, it's like the Wachowski brothers took a dump on it.
And this is Brad Bird. This is George Clooney.
The Wachowski siblings.
Watch your ass there, Jim.
Yeah. Everybody's listening.
Sources say that the film, this is coming from... I think this is from the Hollywood Reporter, making sure I get my sources right. Sources say the film will lose $120 million to $140 million by the time it finishes its global rollout, becoming the Disney's first major financial misfire since The Lone Ranger prompted $190 million right down 2 summers ago.
Oh, that was 2 summers ago for Lone Ranger?
I thought it was.
I thought it was like last year.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I don't know. It's also the third big budget original tentpole of 2015 to bomb after Jupiter Ascending and Seventh Son. But there's they're mentioned like about low budget movies such as we said Pitch Perfect 2, Spy. Tomorrowland cost $180 million to produce plus a marketing spend of $150 million or more.
I think it was it was something when I was looking at the trailer that second one when we finally realized I'm like, this is not what I expected.
No one knew what to expect with it. That's the interesting thing about it.
But then once you saw it, he was like, I don't want to see this.
I didn't expect that much of an action movie.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was going to be more of a visual wonder, and it was like, action.
You think Disney or whatever, but I mean, then you have Brad Bird who's just coming off Mission Impossible, and he can do action. So, and we've said it before, Damon Lindelof, you never know what to expect with him. He's kind of hit or miss.
Obviously, missed this time. With Disney, it's like they haven't really been good with like. Have they really been good with action flicks? Because I'm trying to think like
John Carter. That one?
Did they do?
I want to go back and watch John Carter because I've never watched it before. Everybody says it was great, but it was mismarketed.
What did Disney do? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Of course, the video games.
Tron.
I know this. Tron. Yeah.
Live action. Not being made right now, and that's probably why. Because of this.
Prince of Persia. Did they do that at the same time?
Yes, they did.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, think about like action. Like, are they really? Is this really the?
They
thing?
right now need to stick to what's coming out this weekend, which is Inside Out. Pixar.
Yeah, they'll get that. That prints money.
The Good Dinosaurs coming out a little later on in the year. They did really good with Big Hero 6. As a matter of fact, they won an Oscar for that movie.
Yeah, true.
I liked Big Hero 6. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched Disney animated films in a long time.
But when they do, they're good.
Yeah, they do really good. I mean, that's, despite what Minions might or might not do, I'm sure Minions will do great. But Disney is the studio right now. Disney, Inside Out's probably going to be, it's projected to be that big of a hit, if not like up there with Toy Story. When Disney does live action films we say live action films like Cinderella, Maleficent.
But again, I just realized like I should retract my words. Like, well, they're good with live action. I'm like, well, let's think about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates rocked it.
Yeah, Pirates.
The first one did. The first one. No, when they do these kind of off, when they're not doing fairy tales or cartoons, then they're doing great. But then again, they have the Avengers and they have Star Wars.
But that's under
I
Marvel
wouldn't worry
Studios,
so much. I'm not worried at all about Disney. I never am worried about the mouse. Not at all. I have no
He's got more money than
I have no sympathy for the mouse. But they need to, if they're going to put this kind of budget into a movie like this is more original or whatever.
Yeah, true.
That's what they need to worry about.
Exactly. If they do any more original IPs,
what they're doing there. But on back to Jurassic World. So made sure, first of all, guys, don't ever go see a movie on Friday night unless you want to sit very on front. I'm going back to my Thursday tradition, Gotta say, I was very surprised by Jurassic World, JR. We can talk about this a little bit without spoiling it for Bradley. I went in, I saw Jurassic Park, I rented it on iTunes, watched it this past weekend before I just kind of reminded myself, be like, wow, this was such a great movie. I mean, just the characters, the dinosaurs, the animatronics, which I will get into again, don't get me wrong. It's just like, okay, I had such good memories of the movie. And when you watch a movie, you're just like, is it going to live up to what I remember it being?
Exactly.
It did. And now, actually, I have more respect for it now than I think I did when I was a little kid, when I saw it. When that was 92 or 94.
That was 92, wasn't it?
We would have been in second or third grade, I think. Yeah. Some guy at Target actually, when I bought the movie, he's like, did you like Jurassic World? It's like, yeah, it was really good. It's like, did you see, how old were you when it came out for the first one? I was like, probably second grade. He's like, I never even saw it. I was like,
dude, go back, watch.
Like, seriously, dude. He's like, hey, what? It was scary? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah. It was at the time. Dinosaurs jumping at you.
Like, let's see, how old were we? 7?
Yeah, really. Little raptors jumping out.
Clever girl.
Oh, there's such good stuff. I mean, there's so many classic movies about that. Now let's go into Jurassic World. 20 years later, park is rebuilt. CGI fest, okay? I will say it is a CGI fest. Chris Pratt was not so much Star-Lord as I thought he was going to be. And actually, he was a little I don't want to say edgier, maybe. I guess that'd be the word. He was more serious, Chris Pratt, which I was hoping to see that or whatever. He didn't have like all those. Remember in the trailers we said all those comments. You made a new dinosaur. That's like a good idea. I mean, of course that's in there, but just like it kind of fit into the story though too.
It didn't really show his character really all that much. It only was like brief moments.
Yeah. And they were teasing him, I guess, and it was fresh off the whole Guardians of the Galaxy.
So that's mainly what it was like. We don't give you your good lines. Let's just show you just being you.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter. She can. I mean,
she's hot as hell.
Yeah, she's she's doing better with age. Actually, I don't even know how old she is. She's probably got to be our age. Anyway, she did really good in that. I was very impressed. Iron Man 3, little Iron Man kid, Ty Burnell, I think is his name. Yeah, he was okay. I could have done with that. The kids in the original movie were better.
Yeah.
The older brother was pretty cool. All things considered, he was this little he was a little horn dog, but I mean,
who wasn't at 17?
Yeah. Okay, the guy who ran the park, and he was in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, the first one. I don't know his name, but I mean, he was pretty much Bradley taking the place of John Hammond. He's the new owner of the park, and he's
Mr. Maserati.
Yeah, and he was all right. I mean, the problem with the movie was there wasn't
really
as many.
Get past his language.
There wasn't as many memorable characters, or the characters weren't written as well as Spielberg's characters were. Right. That was the problem.
But that's without saying he does that so well.
I mean, Spielberg. This is the thing that you're going to like about this. If you do like anything about this movie, it has.
The listeners out there, I have not seen it, and they both sent in the text messages. I liked it. Brad's gonna hate it.
I was like, JR is gonna like it. Bradley, you're gonna hate it.
I will nitpick the hell out of it.
There was some great Easter eggs in there, JR. Oh, I love those Easter eggs in there. I mean, there was some good throwbacks. Colin Trevorrow, I mean, I think that's how you say his last name. He is definitely a fanboy. And you could tell in this just how he did this. He treated it right. I mean, Spielberg, when you throw an executive producer name on there, credit, it can mean anything. I mean, it's just like giving it his backing or whatever.
Yeah, you just walk by and just sign off on it and be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Spielberg went on record, on video, on the internet saying that it's what they were imagining and so forth on there too. So I think he had more of a hand than we think.
Okay.
I mean, you have to suspend disbelief for this movie, obviously, because now we have a theme park where live dinosaurs. People can ride these dinosaurs and get to do stuff with the dinosaurs, though, too. Now, I'm not talking sexually, Bradley. Don't worry.
Awkward.
JR, you want to add some stuff to it?
Yeah, I definitely agree in regards it was a CGI fest in itself, but there were some parts, though, where I still think they went back to the old ways with the animatronics.
I saw only one time.
Where it actually was used, or possibly could use?
Yeah, definitely one time in there.
And it was just kind of like, it was kind of refreshing, like he still even that way, like harken back to the old way of doing the movie. And
yeah, well, the guy who did the original animatronics, I think he actually retired because he's like, they really have no use for me anymore. Because it's all CGI, and it's a shame.
It's a shame because there's a lot of work that goes into animatronic puppetry work, because that is a talent in and of itself.
Oh yeah, and you go back and see the Raptors, how they were,
God,
I mean, it's just it's
amazing.
These raptors. I mean, obviously, a raptor. If there was we ever came in contact with a raptor, it would look like in the original Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Not in a CGI one or whatever. And the CGI, it's CGI or whatever.
Decent,
it'll pass.
It's not bad.
It's when we look back at it in 20 years, we're gonna laugh. That's the thing.
It gets the job done that it needs to get done. Right
now.
But it doesn't. But then you go back and you look at the CGI in the original Jurassic Park, and you're like, surprisingly,
it holds up.
It holds up.
Yeah.
Surprising how believable you can believe it is in this world.
I just didn't realize how much more animatronics was in the original, though.
Yeah. I mean, they had the whole T-Rex itself.
Yeah.
To scale.
That's impressive.
Exactly.
What else can we add on there, JR? You said plot holes. You can go a little bit with that. It's okay.
Yeah. Definitely without giving it too much. I will say I did enjoy, instead of having to do a lot of backstory or anything,
you're kind of just thrown into
the movie
it,
just from
the
jump. It was like,
all of a sudden the theme is playing and you're in Jurassic World. They give you a good, and the score was done great. Michael Giacchino does some great scores. He's done the Star Treks. He's done Lost. He has done Mission Impossibles too, also, and some Brad Bird movies also. Anyway, though, they kind of just they just take you in there. They throw the kids in the park, and they give you a good overview of the park, and then they introduce you to the monster or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, in typical Spielberg fashion, they don't show you the monster right away, which I really did like. I really respected that. They kind of just like ease you into it. You think you're going to see it, and then
of it.
What else do I want to add in here? It goes by quick, and a lot of good humor to it, though, too. Okay. Got bloody sometimes, though, too, which,
Vincent D'Onofrio. I forgot about him.
Yeah, Kingpin. He's in that, too. All right, this is probably something that's going to be bugging you or whatever that we've talked about before, too. How does it look with Chris Pratt working with Raptors? It works.
Okay.
It works very well. And they kind of explain that to you or whatever. It's not just like,
he can train it, yeah.
They got to breathe. They got to, no.
Got to relate to one of those, right?
Yeah. No,
of course I hear that. I'm like, yeah, but they're reptiles. They lay eggs.
No, it works very well. I mean, everything, I don't know anything. I sucked at science. I used to cheat in biology just to get by, bottom line, and my teacher knew it. Still, though, if this was a real park, you could see all of this existing, though, too. I mean, you have
try to make it believable.
You have a deadly Shamu catching a shark out of a tank or whatever. The really cool thing about it was that they did was the whole technology era, whatever. They're saying, okay, everybody's on their cell phones. We need something bigger because it's just not drawing everybody's attention. So we need to go to the next big thing. We have to create our own dinosaur. And what's sad is, though, it's so true because the wow factor.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to a SeaWorld, you go to a any theme park or whatever,
it's the wow factor. They have to
anything like that. Sports, you need a wow factor. Hey, let's put A-Rod on steroids. See how many home runs he can crack out. And that's what made this really interesting.
Next on Fox,
and it's not just okay. It was better than any Jurassic Park sequel we've ever had.
Okay. They could have done this one number 2,
and it would have been
it took a big number 2 on the real Lost World and so forth, though, too.
It was like, hey, remember those? Yeah, forget them with this.
And that was great. I mean, is it better than? Is it even up there on as high a mantle as Jurassic Park? No, it's not. But I will give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay,
I will, solid 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Okay.
If I go from Game Genie's point of view, I'd give
He's going to give it a 3.
2.5. Because
he'll give it a 3.
I'm telling you, point blank, the first one is about a 50-foot tall pothole. And then the second one is a Men in Black sized bug plot hole that just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, when did this become a Bourne movie? What the hell?
Zed, we got a bug. Definitely go see this. This probably might be one of my top favorite summer movies. As a matter of fact, I will say I liked it better than the Avengers. I said, wow, I said that.
Wow.
Oh, that's a bold statement in itself.
Bold statement. Yeah.
All right, so
I'm going to try and get this week.
To go see it and let us know.
We'll talk about the next. Whenever we get to talk.
Well, you got E3 work to do, buddy.
True, I do.
But in the meantime, you can check out some TV spots and trailers. Real quick, I do want to talk about this tonight. A new Spectre TV spot did drop this week.
It did.
Hot damn. Oh, you didn't get a chance to watch it? Oh, yeah.
I need to see it.
Oh, we'll put it up on the banteringbohs.com. I promise you that. You remember how the old trailer, the original teaser trailer came out? They show your kite dancing in a hurricane, Mr. Bond.
And the creepy, just like...
Yeah. Okay, so they started off just like that. Then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. All action scenes. You see a plane in the snow. You see Bond with these cool-ass goggles doing action scenes. You see him with the Aston Martin chasing the new Jaguar. Mm-hmm. He's got flamethrowers on the back of the Aston Martin, I think, from what we can tell.
For no reason.
Dave Bautista's driving the Jaguar, actually.
Mr. Hinks.
See a fight scene with him.
The Aston Martin is doing a crashing over, or how do they say? It was decapitating an Alfa Romeo on there. It's like doing a turbo boost over it almost. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. You see Dave Bautista, killing somebody or whatever. Pretty, it's like his little signature move because obviously he's the new Bond henchman.
Exactly.
You see like a Range Rover snow chase. I mean, it had like
it's just action.
It's all they just with little glimpses of the action. Then all of a sudden you see Monica Bellucci, who's still smoking hot, by the way. Who are you? She's like she's in her 50s. She's like 53, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. She's actually the oldest Bond girl to ever be a Bond girl.
Wow.
And Daniel Craig delivers, of course, the signature Bond, but how he does it, it's just very smooth, kind of
Bond.
James Bond, like that. It's if I was a girl, I'm just saying, that's
man crush.
Yep. But definitely go check that out. Bond will be out in theaters November 7th.
Can't wait.
And it looks great. Another trailer that dropped this week was the Martian trailer. This one, a lot of people were nervous about, first of all, because when it has the name Ridley Scott, it's not always a guaranteed good movie anymore.
Matt Damon!
But it's got Matt Damon and every other star from every other Oscar movie you probably heard of before.
That's a good cast.
It's a great cast. His girl, Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Kate Mara, his other girl. Who else? Kristen Wiig somehow. She's just doing like the sad O face in there. So I don't know how much. Yeah, she's doing like a little whimper. So I don't know if you want to call that acting. You have Jeff Daniels in there. You have who else? Anyway, it's pretty much it's Matt Damon and a whole bunch of astronauts. You guys do it. You can say it.
Matt Damon!
Yeah, and they all go on this space exploration. It sounds like something you've heard before. Kind of is, in a way. They do their space exploration, and he gets lost in space. And as a matter of fact, he crashes on Mars. By himself, conveniently, or whatever. He survives, they think he's dead, and spoil the whole thing in the trailer, which you're going to hate because of that fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I mean, I enjoyed the trailer, but they gave away pretty much a lot of the movie.
Oh, plot.
They could have just said, just had him floating away in space, and boom, that's it. What happens when a man is 140 million miles away from space, from Earth? That's it.
Exactly.
You don't need to give me away everything. Cinematography looks amazing or whatever, but what Ridley Scott movie doesn't?
Exactly.
But the problem is that it's a Ridley Scott film, but
is this going to be another Exodus?
But it is from. Here's the thing: the guy who's doing X-Men, wrote X-Men, is producing it and having a hand in it. Simon Kinberg, Drew Goddard wrote this, and I can't remember everything off the top of my head. Anyway, I have more faith in him that he's actually writing a good screenplay, though, too. So, yeah, I mean, it's Matt Damon, and I mean, when was the last Matt Damon hit that you can think of? Because it sure wasn't Elysium.
Yeah.
He's got another Bourne. He's coming back with Bourne, in the next year or two. So, I mean, we want this to be good. I mean, I want this to be good because I'm a Matt Damon fan. I like to see him doing good stuff. So, here's hoping, anyway. Okay, so real quick, Batman vs. Superman official synopsis revealed. Nothing we didn't know already. Fearing the actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked, Gotham City's own formidable, forceful vigilante makes on Metropolis's most revered modern-day savior while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs. And with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in a greater danger than it's ever known.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody's speculating that it's Doomsday. It's going to be an overcrowded film. I myself say that it's pretty much going to be Batman versus Superman fighting probably about 60% of the movie.
And then enemy shot
and then the enemy kind of shows up. It could be Lex Luthor just kind of showing up. It doesn't mean it's going to be this guy, Doomsday. I'll find out more about it.
The guy who actually kills...
It says Dawn of Justice, so obviously it's a teaser into it or whatever. But
I mean, they really want to bring a Doomsday early? Because I'm like, do I really want to kill off Superman this early already?
I'd maybe have like a teaser of Doomsday at the end.
I think that's what they're going to do.
They're trying to do, and then a movie
people
down the road.
are picking this apart so much.
Obviously.
I mean, it is what it is, though. How much time do I have here, guys?
I don't know. You got the timer.
Yeah, however many you want.
Huh? Well, I'm just trying not to go over. James Cameron. We talked about him, who used to have one of the highest grossing box office openings, but not anymore. Face. Sorry, buddy. No, I like James Cameron. But I didn't. I kind of lost a little respect for Cameron when he decided to. How do I say this? Get on board with Terminator Genesis. He did like an online video saying, this is the real Terminator 3 and so forth. I want to know how much money they paid him to say that.
Ooh,
probably enough to finish production.
You've heard
probably
Ferngully 4, 5, and 6.
You've heard of the saying truckload of money. I want to know how many truckloads of money he got to do his next underwater adventure. Just because a movie is endorsed by its original creator,
doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
No, it doesn't. I mean, he spoke with McGee on Terminator Salvation or whatever. And if I remember correctly, they said, well, I don't have to see Terminator. Well, I don't have to see Avatar. Whatever. We know which one won out of those two. Sam Worthington was in both, though. Coincidence? I think not.
Christiana Loken.
Yeah, but I'm still not sold in Terminator Genesis. The movie posters have been coming out. Spoilers, pretty much, is what they are. Just showing what the bad guy is going to be.
Yep.
Maybe they have some kind of little twist and turn in there too. I don't know. I mean, I know they've talked to Cameron about this and stuff like that, but the fact that Cameron is not coming back or whatever kind of worries me or whatever. When somebody leaves their baby and just puts it in the hands of somebody else, it's not always a guaranteed hit.
Exactly.
Been butchered beyond belief.
Yep.
I mean, if our listening audience can think of one where the original creator didn't come back and ended up being just as good, if not better, then I'm all ears or whatever. And you can't say the Batman Dark Knight trilogy because that's totally different because they're all different kind of Batmans. They're all different kinds of James Bonds also.
True.
So,
yeah.
And same can be said with the Avengers. If somebody can outdo the original Avengers, then by all means. But what else do I want to talk about here? Okay, Michelle McLaren. There's a chance she could be directing the Boba Fett movie. You might know this name because she was supposed to direct the Wonder Woman movie, but left for creative differences. So the fact that she could be directing a Boba Fett movie,
Boba Fett. Every time, until you get it right, boy. You call yourself a Star Wars
Let's
fan.
put it out there on the line, online.
I like the Star Wars movie. I never said I was like the Star Wars fan. Okay, I'm not going to go dress up in Star Wars gear. Don't worry. The fact that she could be directing the Fett movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Support the Fett.
No matter man.
No matter how much I risk, I never risk the Fett man.
The fact that she could be supporting or doing. Damn it.
You going?
Yeah, that could be interesting because obviously Warner Brothers and her agreed to disagree on the Wonder Woman movie, so maybe she might have more creative freedom with this, or maybe she just maybe her ideas are better suited for a Fett movie.
Who knows?
I don't know. We should see. Transformers writing room. We've talked a little bit about this before.
9 billion people writing this. Something's got to stick.
Well, they're up to 12. They actually could come up with as many as 12 movies right now.
Oh, God.
Last I heard, they had maybe about 9 writers, if not more.
Microsoft, Sony, and Chevy and GMC, they're all just doing backflips right now.
And Bud Light.
We've got commercials for days.
Super Bowl commercials and Victoria's Secret ads. Yay!
Basically, yeah.
And now here's the thing. Michael Bay might be directing 5.
Oh, for the love of God.
Mark Wahlberg, who's making some movies right now, and he's getting ready to promote Ted 2, which actually comes out in a couple weeks, believe it or not.
Yes.
He was asked about, him and Michael Bay have obviously made 2 movies together, Pain and Gain. They've done Transformers 4. He was saying that, after Michael's done wrapping up, was it Benghazi? There's a very good shot. He believes that Michael Bay will be coming back to direct Transformers 5. One can only hope that whatever's going on in that Transformers writers' room is more than just a wet dream and a fart. I really got to say that right now, because
how can we milk the hell out of this movie and monetize it?
I mean, they sound like they have Marvel writers in there. They have was it Ant-Man writers? Not Ant-Man. I'm not. No.
Hey, that movie's coming out too.
Walking Dead writers.
Walking Dead writers. They have all different kinds of writers on there. So, I mean, they've added even females too. So, I mean, I can only imagine what's going to be coming out of that. I mean, I can only
remember the 80s and 70s. Remember how awesome the show was? How can we bring that back?
Do that.
Let's sniff some coke off a Transformer.
We can only hope Michael Bay gets amnesia and goes into a medicated coma for the next year. So
just give me Bad Boys 3. But actually, on another note, they're trying to move. Sony's moving forward on a Bad Boys 3 without Michael Bay, as far as we know right now. And actually, they're getting the guy Joe Carnahan, who directed Stretch. He directed Smokin' Aces. He did Narc. The A-Team. He did The Gray. So he's kind of got that kind of dark, so I mean that could be interesting. So at least
as long as you keep the comedy in there as well.
I still want Michael Bay in there. I really do, because that's I said about his baby or whatever. I just think he should do it. I don't know. Last bit of news is here. News is dirt. I'm from out of the country, obviously. Equalizer 2 is now set for a September 29th, 2017 release. As far as we know, Denzel Washington is coming back. We don't know if Antoine Fuqua is coming back or not. If anything, he might be, I'm sure he'll be at least a writer-producer because he's the one who directed the original. A movie that he's not coming back for is London Has Fallen. That has been moved to January 22nd, 2016. I liked Olympus Has Fallen. I thought it was Die Hard in a White House. We obviously aren't getting any more good Die Hard movies, so we got Gerard Butler as John McClane instead, and I liked it.
It was good.
It was really good. It was a great surprise. Pretty much it's the same thing, but more in London, assassination attempt and so forth. Aaron Eckhart, Morgan Freeman are coming back. The fact that it's being pushed back, I wouldn't worry so much about because they're saying that obviously if Taken 3 had that much success, then something like this might too. Yeah, that's about all I have. Check out The Man from U.N.C.L.E. trailer too. We're going to be posting that as well too.
Good movie.
That is the one by Guy Ritchie, and it has
Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill.
My second man crush, Henry Cavill on there too. Other than that, though, boys, it's about all I got. Anything else you want to add? Nope. Okay.
Good.
Okay. Recommendations for the week, then. Go for it.
Well, if your wallet has survived to this day, thank God.
Not after this week, Bradley.
Sure, I know, especially.
I'll show you later.
Especially for the video game side. Yeah, the Steam sale is going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And dear God, say goodbye to your wallets again if you haven't already. And I've already spent a good bit, especially, but thank God for that overtime. Exactly. Actually, there's some really good deals, I have to say, this time around. Unlike last time, the gimmick they're doing this time around with the game is like a clicker game. It's not really, I would say, anything for it, but
that's it, man. Game over, man.
Basically,
Game over.
But when I see stuff like Aliens franchise at like 75% off, that being Aliens Isolation being there, Transistor 75% off right now. Again, I'm looking at time recording today's thing. Banner Saga 75% off. Fable Anniversary, 75% off as well. Far Cry 3 being reduced down. Left 4 Dead 2 for 80% off. Vanishing of Ethan Carter, 66% off as well. How to Survive, 95% off. That is less than $1. It is 74 cents, I must say, right now. Lufthansa, 75% off, $2.49. Please buy that. That is an amazing game. Please do. Thief, 75% off at $7.49. Not a bad game, actually, to tell you the truth. If you get that one try, it was a remake of that. Actually, pretty good. Red Faction Gorilla as well. They got reported over and brought into Steamworks. 80% off, $3.99. How can you not take that right now, especially? So there's some really good ones out there. Oh, yeah, Bully Scholarship Edition. 80% off, $2.99. Freaking Super Meat Boy is 90% off right now today, $1.49.
He's like Crazy Eddie over there just rolling out all his
I got deals for days. Gauntlet that was just released last year, 75% off, $4.99 right now. Again,
your
today.
Car's your credit.
I know, but of course you do have some other. I just got it too. But there are, of course, some. Just be careful with them. There are some deals out there that are just like you should probably pass on. Yeah, the Call of Duty franchise only 51% off. You're still paying like $30 for Call of Duty Black Ops 1 for God's sakes. Yeah.
Whoa. Thank you, Scott Donahue.
The worst, I think, was probably
Scotty Can.
Oh dear. The worst.
Somebody gets that joke.
I know. The worst deals I've seen out there was they did put Grand Theft Auto 5 at 25% off, but you were paying for the full game plus you were getting the in-game shark card. Basically, the they have that monetized money for the online play. For that, just basically you get the game plus free. You get that plus you're paying for basically a cheaper discount on in-game monetization or in-game purchases, which I say pass. Like, don't even bother with that. And for God's sakes, there's enough hackers out there that'll give you free money anyway.
And when everybody else says no, Jack says yes.
But yes! Exactly. So, but again, this will be running until the 22nd, which will do an encore day. So if you haven't picked up any titles or waiting out on it, that's going to be your best day and probably the best deals. Again, if it's not a flash deal, daily deal, or like 75% or more, probably wait off. So, and also E3 coverage will be coming around as well. For next week, we'll be doing that. So,
oh yes,
yeah, keep your eyeballs glued to your internet service providers and all. So, Yep, that's it.
on Steam Summer Sale. Your wallet's our friend. I'm sorry.
No, trust me, your wallet is gone.
I have no wallet left.
New rock quartet I just discovered. We Are Harlot. Song right now can be heard on 98 Rock, Dancing on Nails. I highly recommend it. Good blend of synth, driving guitars, great drums, and very powerful lead vocals by Danny Warsnop. Go pick up this song on the Amazon page at banteringbohs.com.
Attaboy. In theaters this week, we've already talked about it, Jurassic World. Yeah, like I said, it's a very good surprise. Go in with an open mind. It's not going to be the original Jurassic Park. Nothing really can be, at least in that span of a dinosaur movie. But it's a very entertaining, great popcorn flick. You'll have a lot of fun with that. For all the families out there, if you want to go see a more family-oriented movie with not dinosaurs eating people, then I would go say check out Inside Out. It's the Disney Pixar movie that is guaranteed pretty much to get an Oscar this year. Other than that, though, yeah, we will be back next week with our E3 special episode, and JR and I will still kind of shoehorn ourselves in there somehow. Anyway.
I'll bring you
I played that once.
Huh?
Yeah. I try to get you guys excited about what to buy for the holidays.
In the meantime, find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you will find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know all of them.
Yeah.
Check us out on iTunes and Stitcher. Gentlemen, have a great week.
You too, sir.
You too.
And to everyone else listening, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Eat it, Costas.
Deuces.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hey there, folks. Do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bohs. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Bantering Bohs. Thank you, and deuces.